What's up, guys? My name's Chris. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you like what's going on here, go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Today I'm here to show you my 2001 lifted P71 Crown Victoria. It's up for sale right now on eBay, and I keep on getting a lot of people asking me how exactly I did this. I'm definitely not the first person to do this. I saw Big Vicky and a couple other cars I really liked and just got the bug to go ahead and make one. The car got stuck in my head the way it is now, rusted out. I just saw it and I had to make it. I initially bought a 2006 Crown Victoria and it just wasn't right. It was a lot harder to lift it. I believe Big Vicky is one of those, or a newer model. But I learned through forums and other videos that it's a heck of a lot easier to go ahead and lift a 2001 than it is a 2006. So what I did is this with the 2006. I went ahead and made it into something a little bit different. And it actually was a lot of fun. We had some good times with it. And when we went to sell it, I was able to sell it in under an hour on Facebook Marketplace for quite a bit more than I had into it. And the guy that bought it, shockingly enough, bought it for his 17-year-old son to drive back and forth to high school. We ended up doing it again. We ended up buying another one and I traded it for a travel trailer. But I'm getting off topic. Let's get back to the car we have right here in front of us. Every day, because of my ads on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, I'm getting asked constantly, how did you do this? I want to build one of my own. I might not necessarily want it rusted, but I want to make one of my own. So I want to go ahead and answer those questions for people today. The videos I saw made it out to be way more complicated than it had to be. I simply bought the lift cups with the shocks from this website in the description below. I believe it was universalcarlifts.com. And the shocks were absolute trash. Like, the shocks were, I wouldn't put those shocks on anybody's car for any reason. And if I just would have got the lift cups, the kit would have been a heck of a lot cheaper. So I just left the original shocks that were on the car and went ahead and just put the lift cups on. And I was able to get this much height with these tires. The tires are the hardest part to find. The tires, to look like this, aren't just laying around everywhere. They're not exactly the most common thing. But I did find a set of them on the west side in Glendale, and the guy that had the shop just was in love with the car. He actually took a couple pictures with it and hooked me up on the price to get the tires, so they weren't too bad. I initially bought another set of rims to go on this car. Found some Mustang rims. I thought they might look good, and put some other tires on, and it just looked absolutely weird. I believe I have a picture of it. Here's the picture. And I didn't like the way it looked. I really wanted to keep the original rims and tires from the cop car and just make the tires as beefy as possible. Well, we got that look eventually, and it looks great. The rusting part, people ask me about that too. Rusting your own car, there's tons of videos out there, but just in case you're wanting to do it, it wasn't that difficult. The tricky part for me was you have to grind through, obviously, the clear coat, the paint, which this car was painted a couple times, so every layer of paint and the primer, and then you think it's bare metal, but it's not. There's an extra zinc layer that's protecting the metal from rusting, even if there's no paint on it. And once you get past that layer, you can spray your solution of hydrogen peroxide, salt, and vinegar on the car, and it's the most satisfying feeling ever to see the car immediately change colors right in front of you. It was a good time. Grinding this car down took a while, but spraying the car made it worth every bit of it. Now, if I had skills enough to be able to bend pipes and weld, I would actually make my own custom bumper and back bumper for this car, but I just don't know how to do that, and I don't have the time to learn it right now, unfortunately, or this thing would have custom bumpers on it as well. But the way it looks right now is pretty good. I think I really enjoy it, and I just wanted to answer some of those questions for some people. Now here's a good look at the car. front here, since this grill piece is plastic, I just took some paint that I found and tried to really make it kind of blend in. It's a little bit lighter, but the car when I initially made it was a little bit lighter too. It's gotten darker over time because I didn't seal it. Every single time it rains in Arizona, the thing changes colors. It's pretty awesome to go outside after a good rainstorm and see just what happened. Now we had to cut out the wheel weld in order to fit these tires, and we welded back up some of the parts. I didn't personally weld, but my mechanic welded up the parts just to make sure it was safe and it wasn't going to cause any damage to the tires or anything else while I was driving. The back tire went on pretty easy. There wasn't a lot back here that you had to do except for cut it out a little bit more in the front and the back. But these bars didn't actually come with the car. I bought them off a guy for like 30 bucks and thought it'd be fun to just go ahead and mount them on the outside. The inside of the car, as you can tell, was borrowed from a YouTuber, Divine. They have a Del Sol that I just absolutely loved and thought it was really fun the way they did the interior on that car. And I took it and took it for mine. No one's ever actually said anything about it, so. But I definitely did borrow that idea from someone else. The roof rack actually came with the car. When I bought it, I got a great deal. The car only cost me 800 bucks, and I'm in the car about $1,600. So if anybody ever tells you you can't be a car guy unless you got a ton of money, well, this car gets more looks than any other car I own, and it's the cheapest one I've ever made or had or bought. The interior of the car is pretty awesome. These potato sacks are just laying on there. I'd like to maybe attach them somehow, but they're pretty cool just sitting here. It's got a Bluetooth stereo in there I got from Walmart, whopping $20. I found the steering wheel. This was actually my ex-stepdad's steering wheel in his 1974 Chevelle. He also had that rear view mirror, and during the making of this car, he passed away, so I thought it'd be cool to go ahead and put a couple things that I remember of him in my childhood and some of the best memories I had that kind of made me like cars into this car. So I went and found that steering wheel and found that rear view mirror and put it on here, and every time I get in, I kind of think of him, which is really cool. Well, I hope you guys like the car. I sure do. If you have any more questions or comments, go ahead and leave them in the comments section below, and I'll try to get to them just as quick as I can. I can't think of anything else I didn't answer about it. I mean, this car was pretty straightforward. Put the lift cups on, it's going to raise it up. Get the most aggressive tires you can. Cut the hell out of the wheel wells. And if you want to do the rusting thing was pretty easy. But like I said before, see, here's that thing where I didn't get through the zinc layer. If you leave some of it on, it gives this type of effect right here. I in some parts just cut it all off, and it looked real uniform. So when I came back here and got to the back end of the car, I kind of wanted a different look, and this looks more natural to me. Well, once again, thanks guys for checking out the channel. If you liked what you saw today, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and go ahead and the notification bell, and hopefully we'll have more fun stuff like this on this channel coming up here in the future. Thanks.